Hey guys, Jason here again for another 5-minute lesson. And today I wanted to stop in and talk about the 4 parts to real estate wealth when we're thinking about investing in property. It's not just about the real estate or the property itself. There's other components, there's other things that we have to consider as a property investor, understand, master, strategize around for when we're building a property portfolio, and to be honest, what sequence they go in, how and when to analyze them, and understanding each of these 4 components. So let's dive into it today. 4 parts to real estate wealth. When I speak to a lot of property investors, they're always talking about properties. I'm going to show you today, it's the actual last part that we consider. For me and coaching people over the last 20 years, first place, we've got to have a look at you, your situation, your goals, your strategy. Second, finance. Third, the marketplace that you want to be in. And fourth, the last part, is property. Let's go through this. So let's talk about you, where you are. So number 1, your age, your income, your goals, and a time frame that you want to have a look at. How long have you got? How much money do you have? What is your job income? What sort of goals do you have? E.g., I want to retire at 55, or I want to retire in 1 or 2 years. What is your plan? You need to be really clear first before any of these other things can make any sense in a plan or a strategy. Time, dollars, gold, job, skill. What skill do you have? You might like the idea of renovating something, but you've never renovated before. You've got to get really clear about you, your situation where you are now, but have a plan to get where you want to go, all right? So it's very, very important for you to get clear. Tick that one in the box. Once you understand where you're at, your goals, you're clear about your strategy, we move on to finance. Now, finance and you have to go hand in hand because the other two are all hot air and sunshine. There's 0 point talking about either of these two if you can't get finance. If your cash flow is not sorted, your budget, and you can't qualify for finance. We need to know what loan to value ratio you've got to borrow with. We need to know how much equity or cash you're going to use for your finance. We need to set up, make sure you have your buffer, your risk strategy, so some money set aside that's there, your ability to make sure you can weather any storm or any things that might not go your way. Finance is pretty important. You need to know there's no cross-collateralization. You need a strategy not only for one loan, but for the second and the third loan. We had a conversation just yesterday with one of the clients about using ING first because we were going to use the Commonwealth Bank second because CommBank is easier on servicing at the moment. So a finance strategy. You first, finance next. Then we're going to talk about the marketplace. The marketplace. Where are you now? Which properties do you have and where are they now? You might be all invested in one place. Let's say you've got all your wealth in Sydney. Do you want to continue to invest in that one market, or do you want to diversify? Diversify out of that market and into another market. What is the timing of those markets? Let's say you're in Sydney right now. It might have been reaching a peak and it might be slowing down. Melbourne might be ramping up to a peak maybe in the next 1 to 2 years as well. Where's the other marketplaces? Perth, Perth is at the bottom or pretty close to the bottom. Brisbane might be on the turn. Hobart's away. Which market has what timing going on? But more importantly, the big conversation I have a lot is, where are you going to spend the most time in the marketplace? Now, for example, you might rush off to Hobart because it's having something happen right now, but really, do I want my wealth in Hobart for the next 20 years compared to if I could buy in Melbourne? It's a good question. The answer is for you to work out, but for me, I would choose Melbourne over Hobart because it's going to be an 8 million people city in 10 or 15 years' time. My wealth, my time in a market, in a big, big, strong economy, understanding what drives markets, populations, jobs, infrastructure, supply and demand, making sure we understand what drives them, what the timing in there and what drivers in that marketplace. So we've had a lot to talk about before we even get to the property. It's the last thing. Someone says, oh, do you like this property? And I'm like, compared to what? What's your strategy? How about your finance? Is it in a market that I would support? They're asking me the wrong way around. Usually what happens is we go back this way and it should be done like this. The property, you need to understand, are you looking for growth? Do you need an equity deal? Do you need tax deductions? Do you need cash flow? Do you want to renovate the property? Do you want to add some value later? Maybe you want to subdivide or something like that. Then we talk about those things. Is the property giving you these things? Because you've decided what you need out of these 3 things first. So there you go, guys. The 4 parts to real estate wealth and understanding how to set a strategy for you as a property investor. Start with you, finance, market, then the property. Don't do it the other way around. So hopefully, guys, that was a good little lesson today. The 5-minute lessons, they seem to be going a bit longer than 5 minutes, but anyway, 5-minute lesson today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to know more, come and track us down at one of our free property investor nights or whatever. Leave some questions in the comments. So tell us what you might want me to do a 5-minute lesson on. Till then, bye for now.